Hi, welcome back to our channel. Why do I look so joyful? Well, the question is, why don't you? I'm Avani and you're watching The Happiness Company. Today we are going to be reviewing the book Joyful by Ingrid Fetell Lee, the TED star. Beautiful book was published in 2018 and talks about how you can find extraordinary happiness in the most ordinary things. Basically, a guide to a joyful life. Isn't life what it is? No matter you're joyful or not, then why not be joyful at all times? Be happy at all times. You might think it's not your choice. If things go right, then definitely you can be joyful, you can be happy, you can be at peace. But if things go wrong, then how the hell can you find happiness? How the hell can you find peace? What if I tell you that this is absolutely not true? That your joy, your happiness is irrelevant to everything that is happening around you. When was the last time that you felt so much of joy that you wanted to fly in the air and explore everything that was in front of you? For me, it was the last second, and the second before, and the second before. Well, how that can be? Changing our surroundings or perspective towards those surroundings is the most accessible source of energy to happiness or joy, as is mentioned by Ingrid Fetell Lee in the book Joyful. Ingrid explains that how important it is for us to open our eyes to the physical world now. The happiness lies in the little changes that we bring in our surroundings. Just like how in her TED talk she mentioned, when we go out there in an open field, we want to open our arms and embrace the wind falling on our faces and making us feel more lively than ever. She explains how the joy is in the patterns, the circles, the rectangles, the triangles, even those little things, as she called joyful aesthetics, is how our being is shaped. Ultimately, we are all natural animals, natural beings. So whatever brings joy to us, whatever brings peace to us, has to be somewhere related to nature. And we are losing it. How do you get it back? Well, we're going to be talking about it in this and the further videos. Her TED talk for the same has been viewed for over 10 million times. The book embraces the idea of color, shape, playfulness, and whimsy. Let me give you an example. Imagine walking down on the street and seeing so many buildings and offices looking just the same. To a normal eye, it actually looks just the same. And that is why it is monotonous, it's boring, it doesn't make much sense. Because it is not providing you with that kind of a joy. Ingrid, who has also been a designer, who understands art, talks about how design and art and architecture shapes the way we see the world around us. If all of these buildings were colorful, they were in different shapes, let's say shoe, just like how we used to see in Oswald if you've seen the old cartoon program. So you've got a shoe-shaped house, an ice cream-shaped house. All of those things that we today call childish are the ones that actually connect us to this world. So now, when you go down the street and you see all of those buildings and feel monotonous, there could be two aspects to it. One, that the architecture and design is actually very similar and it's not giving you that kind of vibrance or connectivity. Second, because you're so engrossed in your own self and you're not able to look beyond your own phones or books or tablets that you carry with yourself and how your mind is very much limited, that you're not able to observe the different patterns that those buildings bring in front of you because it's not very apparent. How do you get out of this loop? Well, let's talk about these questions and the solutions to these problems in our next video.